And welcome back to Metropole Sports Center. My name is Nation Owano. Now we are going to be looking at the other games that were played this past week in the English Premier League. That is Everton versus Tottenham Hotspurs and Brighton versus Chelsea. Now, Simba, the main conversation that we are having before we went into week one was whether the new players were going to gel into the team that is Chelsea. Were you impressed by how Chelsea performed in that fixture?
Well, the one, that's a good thing. And I kept on saying, well, let Lampard not be a fan and get all the players in. What we did know, Ziyech is still out as because of his injury. We do know that Pulisic is still out. We still also do know that, well, let's begin from there. Werner, some bit of signs here and there. Yeah, there was a bit of talk about he was going to get his goal, and you will see how Chelsea fans were excited. But that's what I said. It is on paper.
Yeah.
Give him time.
Yeah.
Werner is actually now in his preseason mode. Well, Havertz, you saw what happened. It didn't come in to shine. He was introduced. Let's talk about the players who scored. They're the older players for Chelsea. Kazuma was on the score line, you know? So when you have the older players who are actually deciding your game, then that pretty much tells you, chill. Chill. That's still an experiment.
Yeah.
Havertz, still a lot to be seen from him, but the ones that I have no doubt that they're going to come in and actually gel properly, it is Werner, of course, yes. He got a couple of minutes. Hopefully gets more minutes as well. So let's wait for Havertz to also take root.
Understand
the league. Understand what Lampard wants from him. That from then, and I keep on saying, give us 5-6 games. And 5-6 games, if you remember nationally, just 18 points.
Yeah.
So let's not judge.
So they might cost them 18 points.
They might cost them 18 points or earn them 18 points, depending on the way that Lampard is going to gel, sort of introduce or release these new players into the squad. You know, yes, but on paper, good prospects. And I keep on saying they're still good prospects. Now, if Chelsea is playing Liverpool next, well, that's a big game. That's a big game.
Yeah.
And you don't have Pulisic inside. You don't have Ziyech inside. You're still counting on your older players, because I don't think you can throw Havertz inside there to go play for you, and you've seen exactly how he's performed in the first game. He's not had a good preseason, and that's what COVID has done. So I keep on saying, 6 games down the line, then we start talking about the performance of the new players. Actually, that's my sentiment across the board. Give them time. And I'm talking about the new players in respect to the players who've come into Premier League right now. That's why you have the likes of Chilwell, the likes of Willian, who are still going to play good because they've been in the league.
Yeah, they understand
the
English Premier League.
They understand it. But for the new players, give them time.
Okay. Interesting that you mentioned Chelsea versus Liverpool, because I think that's gonna be a very interesting deciding fixture, because right now, as you see, all teams already have 3 points. So I think it will be
some don't have, though. You should be talking about those ones that don't have.
Most of them, like talk about Chelsea, talk about Liverpool, talk about Arsenal.
Talk about Arsenal. Hopefully, Manchester United, they're gonna get. Once they get to play the first.
Manchester United. Yeah? That's an interesting.
That's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah. Considering the fact that they still haven't we haven't seen new players. The only new player we've seen is Van der Beek.
That's it, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's just that, and it looks like that's going to be just that, and that will be their downfall.
Is it the unwillingness of the team to want to spend, or what is their problem?
2 ways to look at it. They have wasted a lot of money in a couple seasons. If you look at the buys that Manchester United were bringing in, big players, big names, big monies, but nothing worked out for them. One way to look at it, they've wasted monies in terms of cutting coaches' contracts down before they're even halfway done. Remember you remember Mourinho?
Mourinho got a lot of money from
that. Got a lot of money from that, isn't it? So my question is this. So when you look at Manu right now, they're at that point where they're saying, I mean, we have options. No matter how little they are, Greenwood is an option for them, They have still younger prospects in every position. And then at that point where they're saying, give us 1 more season, 2 more seasons, 3 more seasons tops for us to grow this young talent that we have here. Because we have tried this as Manchester United in a couple of seasons, and they haven't gotten us anywhere.
Okay.
That for me is where they are.
I want to pick.
But Sancho is not coming in. Let them forget.
You're sure? You're sure
He's
it's not?
He's
going to come?
he's not coming in.
I wanted to piggyback on the part where you mentioned Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho has not had his win. This past weekend, he lost his first game to Everton. And at the backdrop of that is the whole conversation about Gareth Bale. Do you think the Gareth Bale that left Tottenham Hotspurs a couple of years back is going to be the same Gareth Bale that is back right now?
I would answer that question in 2 ways. Yeah, Gareth Bale has won a lot of silverware since he left. Fine, that's good for him. He was in a good club. He did a proper contribution. You saw he gave Real Madrid the Champions League. If you remember his bicycle kick against Liverpool, fine. Let's not get into that. But here's the thing. I'll answer that in 2 ways. Do you think the Hazard who left Chelsea just 2 seasons ago is the same Hazard who might come back in right now and get in that club?
No, it will take him a lot.
It will take him a lot. In fact, right now, Gareth Bale is just going to be a squad player. The worst thing Mourinho can do is give him the same treatment that was given at Real.
Considering the fact that when Jose Mourinho was asked about Gareth Bale, he was like, "I'm not going to be commenting about a Real Madrid player."
Isn't it? Yeah. Might come in on loan. That's good for him because he thinks that he's coming in to get playing time. Because under Zinedine, I don't think he has a plan.
At some point, I think they fell out.
Yes, and even Zinedine has actually said if he wants to go, he can go.
Yeah.
If he could get a place for him, he can go. The one time he wanted to go to China, but he didn't go. So what is making Tottenham think that Gareth Bale is their solution? I don't think he is their solution. It's trying to land somewhere for Tottenham, but I don't think Gareth Bale is their answer.
Okay.
Yes.
So as we wrap up this whole conversation, based on how Tottenham Hotspurs played this past weekend, what do you make of that? Do you think Jose Mourinho has an uphill task in the English Premier League this season, or it was just a case of not being lucky? Because if you're looking at that game, most of the teams, actually both of the teams, lost very important chances in the course of the game.
Regardless, I will tell you, this is the graph for Mourinho. He'll come into your team, he'll get whoever he wants, he will win silverware in the first season and the second season. In the third season, disarray. You can track whatever I'm telling you right now, back to Chelsea, back to Real, back to Inter, all that, okay? That is his graph. But since he came in at Tottenham, who has he bought? Nobody. What has he won in the first season? Nobody. Yeah. My question is, I don't think he's going to win anything. And he knew from the time that he took that job that this Tottenham will be his grave for his career. And it's going to be one. Just give him a couple of seasons. Sorry, give him a couple of games this season. Well, he came in to try and pick up from where somebody else left. Fine. We haven't seen any turnaround from Tottenham. Yeah. They're playing playoffs for Europa League.
Yeah.
That's fine. They did win, yes. They had the game yesterday. They won. But here's the thing, though. When you look at Mourinho right now, he's not a very happy man. No, he knows very well that Tottenham is going to be his grave for his career.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Simba, for sparing time to come and make sense of week 1 in the English Premier League. Now, that wraps up our third part of Metropole Sports Center. We'll be taking a short commercial break. After the break, I'm going to be coming back with the Events Watch segment of the show. See you after the break.